Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Daf Yomi Megilla Chaf Hei Amud Aleph. This year is about one of the most complicated and complex topics in all of Jewish philosophy. The Gemara states, Hakol Bidai Shamayim chutz miyirat Shamayim. Everything is in God's hands except for one's yirat Shamayim. One can choose to be a God-fearing Jew or not. Everything else is in God's hands. Tosfos points out that this has two ramifications. One, when a person is born, God determines a person's potential in many, many areas regarding his wisdom, his ability to make money, and other things as well. And then there's Gemara Ketuvot Daf Amud Aleph, which discusses hashgacha throughout person's life, that God is always there, determining the events of one's life, except for yirat Shamayim. It would seem, based on these two types of hashgachas, one, and when a person is born, and the other one, is throughout one's life, that pretty much everything is under God's control except for yirat Shamayim, if you're going to be a God-fearing Jew or not. But the fact is, it is not so simple. Tosfos on Ksuvos Lamed Amud Aleph writes that a person endangers himself. He could take himself early, could kill himself before his time. Could be God allotted him 80, 90, 100 years. He kills himself when he's 100, or when he's 20 or 10 before his time. That was not decreed from God. So certainly the topic is more open than one may think. Truthfully, this topic is very, very complex. If one looks at the Rishonim, one sees a word which is actually surprising to many. The word is called mikra, chance. In certain times and situations, there could be a concept called chance. The Ramban, the Monavuchim, Ralbag, Radak, Sadigon, Kuzari, the list goes on. As a matter of fact, I'm putting very extensive notes in written form attached to this video so that everyone could really see how extensive the Rishonim are in this topic. The bottom line is the concept of hashgacha, divine providence, is a subject that must be studied like any other subject. To go ahead and simply assume that everything is basher, and taking the simple pshat of the Gemara, Hakol Bidai Shamayim, like the Gemara states, and not realize that there's other statements in Chazal and Rishonim, is simply missing the complexity of the sugya. And Chas v'shalom to state that everything is simply the laws of nature, there's no such thing as basher and hashgacha, that also is wrong and heretical as well. It's a complex sugya, and it is important to approach it with chachma, with bina and da'at, to understand to the best of our abilities how this complex sugya works. Shalom.